Hi, welcome back to the Rival Dynasty Challenge, our Race to Royalty, Week 2's wrap-up. First up is the Crawley Dynasty. We have our Carissa enjoying a snack. In this one, she got proposed to. They were together already, but they were not together already. And some of the pictures are last week's, but we did not get to see. This is from when Temperance invaded the spooky house and she broke our oven. So we used our vampire command skill to tell her to go fix it. She broke it, she can fix it. We began doing lots of paranormal work. We have our battle gear on. Clearing out a house in Windenburg. She may be a little freaked out about the pregnancy, but she's okay. She's started decoration for the baby room. It's all gonna be okay. She made a vampire bunny. Isn't that awesome? We have a bunnicula. And then Temperance showed up while we were having a day at work and tried to mess with us while we were giving a grumpy ghost a gift. Thankfully, we had an idol in our pocket. We did have an attempted burglary, but don't worry, hubby took care of it. Wasn't even a problem. And right before we left, we had our two little baby girls, both with fangs, as is appropriate. So our dynasty is close to secure. Closest? Next, we went to the Herring Dynasty, our aliens. We finally made it to Sixum. Gathered some things while we waited for aliens to spawn in. We can only have an alien baby. And when we finally found our alien, things did not take on the planet. We brought them home. And, well, hubby didn't really like all the dust, near the rockets. So he vacuumed while we made the baby. She's so cute with her little snack. Our doctor left us in the middle of having the baby. Just left. We had the baby on our own. The Sims. It just works. And here is right when we left. These two all tucked in and our little baby Yaxis. We then moved on to the Shipley Dynasty. He did a lot of beach cleanup to impress his lady, who is an island elemental, and having a baby with her can get you a special trait. But first, she has to be a person. And we needed her to be a mermaid. So she is both a person and a mermaid. And they are engaged. And he was so, so excited on his wedding day. A little too excited. The cake cutting went perfectly. He didn't almost chop off any bits. I promise. Everything's still there. See? All the fingers. They worked for the cake smashing. So I'm not happy he did this. She seems okay, but she just looks so adorable in her makeup. He probably ruined it. This is her in her pregnancy shoot. They had lovely fireworks on their holiday. Sure, they were just leftover fireworks, but it was nice. It was a nice night. Here we are, back from the hospital at the end of our week with twins. This time, we had a girl and a boy. We have Briony and Brian. Then we moved on to the Morale Dynasty. Moral? Morale. Moral. Moral. As you can see, she is a fabulous spellcaster. And this is little Brady. Brady we had the week before, so he aged straight up into an infant. Our first infant and our test baby. This is where we figured out how the infants are going to work in this challenge. This challenge was created way before infants. They needed to go and do a park day, and they wanted to spend time in San Myshuno. So she did some spell casting. He did logic. I believe he's leaving for work here. While the little buddy was sleeping and playing. We did figure out that we can age all the way up to trying food. Although he is one of the genius babies that just fly through their milestones. And mom's, of course, been practicing her baking. Because she is one of the baking besties. And here is her bestie, Silas, who was a ghost as of just moments before this picture. We learned the de-deathify spell to save him, so he can rejoin in his fairy dynasty. Just some cute mommy time. I just love his little earrings. He's such a little man's. We figured out that you can end up getting not just 3 in each, which was the supposed rule, 3 milestones in each section, but also you can end up getting almost all of them in the week because they did an update that makes the milestones a little easier and faster. They had a spooky day wedding at the park in Copper. Oh my goodness. High school years. Brain Nikki done. This was their spooky outfits. Okay, his is technically one of the Love Struck trunk outfits, but I couldn't think of anything better as a magician. So, he was a sexy magician and spellcaster. And hers was just so good, she keeps it. He was a little red panda. And before we were leaving, we ended up having to have his birthday. And he became a toddler. And she just did some magic practice. Because she has to master it before I was leaving. Our next dynasty is the Frost Groves. And I didn't realize both Brady and this is little Arrow were wearing the same outfit. That brand must be well loved. Our Cedar wanted to go spend a full day in Henford. So we went to the park and I decorated it up to make it more entertaining because that park is boring. And they needed to get married. So they went ahead and had their ceremony in the park. At this point, there were clouds, just like it was cloudy out. So I did have to brighten this picture. But I did not expect a torrential downpour. I thought we'd just sleep through the rain. Well, instead, Jenna, there, she's from Mount Komorebi, got a little sparkly, and frankly, how dare she? She woke up poor little baby Arrow. He was so upset and so scared, we decided just to scrap the whole thing and head home. Where Aurora figured out that she loves to scrap. She likes fighting. We did try our baby foods. And we did find out he's a messy baby. Yeah, we went back to the park to try and get that full day in Henford done. And we had some time dipping our toesies in. And Dad decided he needed a bath. Should I leave this for you for just a moment? Just to him's pretty. Okay. And then it was Buddy's birthday. Blew out his candles because we also wanted to go to San Sequoia. They just don't want to stay in one place. Kind of restless. And here's little Arrow getting his flashcards at the end of the week as we wait for the results of our participation in Finchwick. We literally got participation. It did not go well. And Cedar was no help eating the pie. We then had a newly deghosted Mead dynasty. And Silas found Julia. He met her at the flea market. And they hit it off. Okay, he went on a bad date to the flea market. It didn't go well. Ended up scrapping that. And he just started chatting with Julia. And they hit it off so well. He brought her home. And then the pale Julia incident took place when she became a fairy. Uh, there was no reason for her to go beyond the pale to get wings, but it's alright. I fixed it. And they did some fairy loving. And then began telling their friends because Silas is popular. He gets along with Aurora and with Journey, who's his bestie. And he introduced both girls to Julia. We also had Winterfest. And he really, for some reason, wants to win a dunk competition in San Myshuno. Whatever he wants. He's not doing well. Aurora, on the other hand, she could win. She is on fire. And it came time to have our baby in this wonderful business suit that she brought home from the flea market where they met. Maybe it's good luck. I don't know. She's way overdressed for this. Still has the open bottom. It's a skirt. Our doctor did not leave, though he did remove our heart. And while we were overdressed, Silas snuck in and held the baby first. They can't behave correctly in some of these households. You know, it's pretty routine. If you do a 100 baby challenge, you come here so often. Mom goes and kisses the baby. If it's not a dad in the household, he's gonna disappear. He won't be here. I have never had the dad be so excited that he picks up the baby first. I also haven't had a mom show up in a business suit, but moving on. Julia works in the civic engineer track, and her and her crafter, her fabricator, do not always get along, and sometimes she comes out a little messed up. We showed off our baby to Aurora, and we had Journey come over. We also showed her the baby, but we were doing some buddy bacon here. That was the end of their week. And we made it to our last dynasty of the week, the Beam household. And they had little baby Gretchen, who had to age up into an infant right away. He did a lot of occult hunting. The bird turned out to be human. He's still pretty suspicious, but he's pretty sure this is just a person in a costume. Our lady decided she is very interested in swords, which is good. We have a lot of occults to fight and feats to eat. It was often very cold for them. We went to the park, to the playground actually, and we did have little Gretchen in the baby playmat. But then Temperance showed up as a chaperone, and Anton did not approve of the ghost lady being near his daughter, so he picked her up and took her away. He also gave a beatdown to a Fang Face with a newly made garlic braid. Why would you show up to his house? Why? Little Gretchen learned to crawl and give you finger gun attempts. And it was her birthday. She became a cute little toddler, and she's back here. We had New Year's with them. And just as I was getting ready to leave, this fairy right here did something to Clara You can see Anton getting very angry about it and yelling, but that was all he could do. He could not do anything else because I had to leave. His time was up. I really need to fix her. This is our nap inspector, and she has been in this unfortunate outfit for a while. She visits every single Dynasty household. We have to help her. Oh, for our results this week, we have our alien, merfolk, spellcaster households with all their collections done. And our fairy household is still the only one who owns the graveyard slash museum because he died. In our finances, we have a lighter orange because once again, the aliens are the winners. But as you can see, so many of them had like no money before this. Some of them, like the hunter and the spellcaster, they had some. But we got so much here that just didn't have money. And the merfolk and werewolves are just, they're lagging behind. This chart with how many points they have is now a Z. It used to just be some of them up here on 2 points, some of them down here on 1 point. But as you can see, our fairy jumps straight up to 2 points. He would actually have 3, I believe, if he didn't get a negative for dying. The founder and heir is not supposed to die unless it's like the end of life natural thing. You know, once they've completed everything they need to do, then they can kick the bucket. And hopefully this did... Okay, it did still record it. So we have a Z. Our hunter household is still on 1 point here. They have not improved in any way. But that's okay. Everyone, every single one is now an actual dynasty. Next time I will be able to get their little shields and put them on things, and now it's just a matter of raising the heirs and finishing off all of our check marks so we can get all of our points. And hopefully nobody else dies. But that's it for this one. I'll see you next time back with Carissa and our little vampire babies. Bye bye!